Now we're live. All right. Welcome back to the barn session, everybody. We have a special guest whose name will not be revealed because we don't want to start their social footprint.
Wow.
Unless you want to. That's your call, Ryan.
I mean, she's been posted on social
Oh,
media.
yeah.
She's already in
yeah.
the government.
Yeah, her name is Lennon.
Her name is Lennon.
They stole the name that I was going to give to my daughter and put it on their daughter.
Yeah, Sammy also has claimed that he's probably not going to have kids. So,
yeah, impotent.
It's in the running. It's in the run. All right.
That was me.
That one hurt.
All right, we'll be right
That's
back.
not true.
You guys
Okay.
go ahead, get started. Why don't you guys start on? You guys can talk about the commentary drama because, quite personally, I don't give a rat's ass.
Commentary? Yeah, I don't care either.
I kind of figured. All right, well, then we won't talk about it. It's fine. I kind of wanted to give my 2 cents, but it's
Well,
all
as
right.
a commentator, is that why?
Well, yeah, because I kind of had a little bit of personal experience of dealing with students brought in by the school.
So whose side are you on? Don't say you're neutral.
I think Willie did a really good job of explaining where there are pitfalls within the university. And he's coming back. He needs to put his 2 cents in.
I just want to say this. I don't care because every duel I watch on mute.
Good for you.
I don't know if that's I don't think that's a good thing, but basically the things that need to happen, and this shouldn't be difficult, especially for a school like Penn State, is you need to have people who know the sport commentating for it. And if that means that you're putting students who have never watched the sport before and you're putting them in that position, then you need to prep them. That's the job of the university. If it's the SID or whatever member of the media production, they need to get them in on board and up to speed, debriefed on what the sport is like and what they're about to be in for, terminology and all of that. I know when I did the commentary for the year that I wasn't wrestling at Indiana, our SID just kind of sat us down. I was like, yeah, you're going to be doing
news.
comment. What?
Crystal said 2011. I should have stuck with 2011.
Dude, there's no way Milo's that young.
They look the same between like 2 and 5. They don't really look that different.
But he's standing at a year old.
Yeah, they can already.
I don't know how babies work. Let's get back to wrestling.
All right.
But good job.
I wish Ryan was here so badly. Do I wish he was here right now?
Yeah. But so like whenever I was doing commentary, the SID basically just sat us down. I was like, yeah, you're going to be doing commentary for this duel. To introduce yourselves, and then that's it, right? Rather than saying like I had to print out sheets for them in terms of what to call certain things. Like whenever the ref holds up this, that's a takedown, typically, right? And so that should be something that, like Joe Kenya said, it was an opportunity basically for schools. And yeah, there should be a massive opportunity to have entertaining commentary so that you don't have, people who have to mute the duels or they just don't watch it because they don't like the commentary. As Shane Sparks suggested, if you don't like it, then don't watch it.
Yeah, that was a lame response.
It was spiteful.
It was like pouting.
Yeah,
pouting Shane. Yeah,
I didn't really understand that, but yeah, that's my 2 cents on it, and we don't have to talk about it too much. So,
yeah, it's been freaking
beaten
to death.
No, yes,
obviously stupid. I mean, obviously, like poor job on their part, on Penn State's part.
Yeah, it's weird that Penn State would do a poor job. You would think that that State College would be ripe with
and just should be better prepared too. I think that's obviously the main takeaway is like poor preparation.
Yeah. And then people getting upset about like William Bash making comments about it. It's grow up. Just read between the lines. You understand what they want. They obviously don't think that this commentator is a terrible person. Blah blah blah. Like, it's fine.
Oh, the people upset about what Bash said.
The people that were like bashing them for
okay, yeah. I agree.
Putting their opinion out there.
He literally just said these announcers got to go. Okay, like,
and maybe they don't have to go, but that he's just showing that they're not.
It's a figure of speech.
Yeah.
Pick your speech.
Yeah. So where do you want to go from here? We got the flow card got finalized today, and I mean maybe there'll be some last minute dropouts or something like that, or changes. But we already know that Aaron Brooks isn't going to wrestle, and
I
what the
didn't know
card
that.
looks like with that. Yeah. Yeah. He. I mean, when he dropped out of wrestling at the Zagreb, I kind of figured that there was going to be something there, and I believe Bash alluded to the idea that it was a health thing, and so maybe he's hurt. Maybe just dealing with weight is a thing for him. I don't know. But he's not wrestling in it. In place of him, Zahid is going to wrestle Trent Hidley. And Trent Hidley was supposed to wrestle Nate Jackson. So in place of Trent, it is Kennedy Monday, which is interesting. So
That is interesting.
I don't think necessarily super exciting, at least for now. But there's plenty of matches in this duel to look forward to. So I'm going to go through it real quick. There's some high school or age group level matches. Cruiser Dominguez versus Hayden Schwab. Abdi Unle versus
Isn't
Alexander
that an
Pierce.
Omaha kid? Omaha Cruiser Dominguez?
Maybe.
He was a Nebraska
is it
kid.
Is it Zach Dominguez?
Oh, I don't know. Who's that?
Maybe. That's the MWC guy in Nebraska.
MWC.
Zach Dominguez. Big Nebraska guy. You'd know him if you saw him.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. Riley Johnson versus Lincoln Jip. And then we get into the senior level. Nate Tomasello versus Daniel DeShazier. I guess Tomasello wrestled last year. I can't figure out if he's ever like done wrestling or not, and I guess he'll be done when he's done. So that'll be an entertaining matchup. Marcus Coleman versus J.I.L.O. That's a weird one, but still interesting. I don't know how to say her first name, so I'm just going to say her last name. Moda Pettis versus Melanie Naomi. Amanda Martinez versus Zeltsin Hernandez. Nate Jackson, Kennedy Monday. Austin DeSantos, Seth Gross. Bryce Andonian, Austin Gomez. Zahid Valencia, Trent Hidley. And then David Carr, Daichi Takatani, and Spencer Lee versus Masanosuke Ono. So
You got all the names. Those are all the names for all you.
Those are all the names. And I don't know. Do you want to go through and pick some of them?
When is it?
What do you want to do? This is February 26th. So we got time if you want to pick later.
Yeah,
Especially
I'll pick
if there's
later.
going to be changes. We'll pick later. But that's the
Got 2 full
announced
weeks.
card. Yeah, that's the announced card. We'll see what we get. We'll see what happens. Yeah. You want to look at some upcoming duels? What do you want to do?
Let's go review first. Let's review these duels.
You want to review some duels? Okay.
Well, what are upcoming duels? Oh, Minnesota, Iowa. That's a good one.
We got Minnesota, Iowa, Penn State, Ohio State, Northern Iowa, Iowa State.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty high.
But we can look back on some of these duels from last week. I don't know which one. What Nebraska, Iowa? That one was actually pretty
Minnesota,
pretty
Ohio
great.
State. I started watching that, then I got sleepy earlier today, so I didn't get to watch.
But you were watching it today, and then you started getting sleepy.
Yep.
Interesting.
Started getting sleepy, so I was like, no more.
Yeah.
It was putting me to sleep.
So Iowa and Nebraska wrestled. Iowa came away with the 19-16 win, scraped by, but there were some upsets, some interesting matches in here. Caleb Smith over Joey Cruz, Drake Ayala over Jacob Van D, Brock Hardy over Colin Schriever, and then Kyle Parko over Ridge Lovett. And I think this is where maybe we need to take a break. And Reese, you need to reflect on some feelings.
I just need Ryan to take the L right now. That's where I'm at right now.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay.
So
dude. All right. Let me just. Were you talking about Nebraska, Iowa?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great duel. Cornhuskers showed up. Would have been their first win in Carver in 50 years?
Seriously?
I think what I heard was like in the 70s was the last time they won in Carver. So it would have been awesome.
Wow.
Would have been historic moment for everybody. The team showed up except for one guy, their team captain, senior Ridge Lovett, which big
Damn.
Ridge Lovett fan here. But damn, dude, you really I don't know what goes on with him sometimes, but the lack of offense and just the lack of urgency is really frustrating. And I mean, yeah, like you're the team captain. The rest of your team showed up and showed out, got dubs when they needed to get them, and you just kind of you were in a position to win that match with over a minute left. You had a stall call kind of given to you, like given to Parco. Like it was pretty questionable whether or not they should have hit Parco for stalling there. All you got to do is push the pace. Push the pace. You'll push it into overtime, and then you gotta, then it's back to 50-50. But I mean, I think he took maybe one or two shots up until the last 15 or 20 seconds, and I just don't get it, dude. I don't know
Did
what
he
I'm
get
missing.
Harvard?
He might have gotten Carver. That might be what it really boiled down to. But he was the
I
only
wasn't sure
one.
if he did or didn't. That was an honest question.
I don't know. Your guess is as good. Did you watch the match?
Yeah, I watched the match, but I was like, I'm kind of with you. I was like, man, it might have been he might have been affected by the crowd. He might not have been.
Might have been, yeah. But I still just don't. I just don't get the waiting to like attack. I just
I'll
don't
tell you what it
understand it.
was. And even though, and this is going to go against what I just said about how I listened to duels on mute, because I was listening to the commentators on this duel, and they were talking about how good Parco was upper body, not Parco,
Dude,
excuse me, Lovett. They're
Ridge,
talking about how
yeah.
good Lovett was upper body, and then he got taken down in an
In
upper
an upper
Dude,
body.
body.
he
Right.
got bullied in the hooks. What's up with that?
They
I mean
jinxed it.
he was in the like double he got to his double unders too, but yeah, to like give up that body lock, like it was just so uncharacteristic. And this is a guy who's gone
I
I
thought he
mean
was going to get foot swept. I was like, oh my God, is he? Yeah. And then he didn't, but then
yeah.
he got taken down.
And then he still got taken down and like man, like this guy has gone like toe to toe with Austin Gomez like at least twice I think recently. I think Austin did bomb him one time, but
But even
last year he
still,
beat Austin in that Austin I would think is a better upper body guy than Parco. Maybe not. Maybe Parco is that good.
he's got a hidden talent.
Yeah, but I mean Van Ness is beating Parco in the upper body. Like I just Ridge is a what like 3-4 time Fargo Greco champ. It's
No,
kind of
yeah, I mean
mind blowing.
he should be like pretty well seasoned in
Yeah,
the upper body and comfortable there too. So I don't.
it's weird
It was weird to see and like
and upsetting because that would have just been I don't know. I would have liked to have witnessed history.
right. That would been the duel. That would have been good. Um, yeah, and that was basically the match that flipped it all. But it's not without it, this duel still had upsets in favor of Nebraska that led to it to be this close, and
Oh,
I mean,
that's
that
for sure.
happened.
That's one.
they
Yeah, that's like
still,
the
they still could have won the duel with, but their 97 and heavyweight kind of,
yeah, but
you
that
know,
was I mean the '97 match, sure, but the heavyweight match, like I don't know, they would have had to gotten back to back decisions, or I guess a major and a decision, and then it goes to tiebreakers. But
but
still,
I think
like,
Which
tiebreakers because of the Pinto match, right? They would have went to match points.
oh yeah, probably.
yeah, it goes down to the difference in
But
points,
McDaniel, he's a redshirt freshman going against a
dude.
fifth or sixth year guy, number
Dude,
one ranked guy in the country.
I was getting told by some
He got carvered. McDaniel.
Yeah, I mean, can you blame him?
No,
I was
I
getting
don't. I
told
was
by
just saying
some
that was like, I mean, just totally, yeah,
that was brutal.
He
it was like
he got
watching,
dadded.
like watching Brett Metcalf. Not, that's what it reminded me of.
It was
Brett Metcalf was great at like keep pushing the head down, running out front, and brands and dudes.
Yeah,
yeah. It was so bad that I had high schoolers that were like, this guy's a D1 wrestler, like his
freaking high
his
schoolers
base
always say
his
shit like
baseline
that.
defense is terrible. And I'm like, wow, I'm like, whoa. First off, he's He's a world medalist.
These
He's
guys,
good.
these guys also
He's
probably think that Muggsy's probably D1 too.
Yeah, I guess, but it was also a testament to the way that Buchanan was breaking him, because
Yeah.
he was doing some mean things. But
See, the look on his face was like, I let my team down. Boop.
let's run through the rest of this duel. Antrell Taylor over Miguel Estrada. Caliendo took out Chris Minto. It was a 5-1 match. Minto kept it close. So that was interesting to see. Lenny Pinto beats Patrick Kennedy in an 18-11 match. Super fun. Love that. And then Silas Allred beat Gabe Arnold in sudden victory. Buchanan pins Camden McDaniel, and Ben Keeter majors Harley Andrews. There's a little bit of controversy in the initial scoring exchange between Keeter and Andrews, but I think it all played out the way it was going to play out anyway. So,
well, I don't know if they would have given that takedown to Harley right to the reversal, it would have ended in a decision and not a major.
Yeah. Another thing that could have happened was Pinto probably had Kennedy pinned.
I don't know.
I mean, especially in Iowa, like at Iowa, probably not going to get that call. Nebraska, maybe. I've seen faster
I'd have to
pins.
go back and watch it. I would just like to say that Kennedy blew that match because he had it he had come back and he put himself in a position
Pinto kind of blew it in the first period too.
And then
right.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean by Kennedy blew it, because in that third period, you had the dude gassing, and you know what? Kudos to Manning and co. Like, beautiful brick play there. Knew that they probably weren't going to win that challenge, even though they didn't even get challenged. But got Pinto some air back, but Kennedy, dude, he just he relaxed, especially in that last sequence where he just kind of let Pinto drive back up and blow through him. Like, dude, push his head down, get your hips back, and freaking wrestle. Don't quit wrestling.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it felt like that was a match that Patrick Kennedy is typically poised to win. And
yeah, I thought it was over. Honestly, I didn't even see the last sequence because I was like, oh, after Kennedy got the score tied back up in the first period, I stopped watching. I was like, oh, right. Kennedy's going to win this.
I was watching it, but I turned my back at the end of the third period because I was like, this match is
it's going to overtime. Kennedy's getting the takedown, and then all of a sudden, he's back on his back again. I was like, oh my no,
right,
no, you fool.
So here's a question that I have for you. Looking at the next match in that duel, Gabe Arnold just totally stifled from an offensive perspective. I think we'll see with the match that he's got this weekend with McAnally. I
think they're going to go with Angelo.
I think we're at the point where it's like he unequivocally. I think they're going to hold on to Angelo.
At least
they've said
Well, he's got another match, doesn't he?
He's got one more, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing it for this one though.
What would they do?
Because they listed the probables, and I don't think he was on him.
Oh,
yeah, it's a surprise.
Who else would they use him for?
They don't duel Oklahoma State, do they?
They do, yes.
Oh, they do duel Oklahoma State.
Plot would be the other one.
That makes sense.
It makes more sense. I mean, I guess I don't know.
Give them that tough competition. So,
and the duel will probably be like, well, I don't know. The duel is going to be tough with Minnesota too.
Or put him against the other freshman that Angelo is going to be competing against for the next 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
Well, that could work against Angelo. People are always like, get a. I mean, I don't know. It works both ways.
It would make more sense to wrestle Angelo against McAnally and Gabe Arnold against Plott.
Why?
Because Gabe Arnold will probably have to wrestle Plott again at NCAAs. And so
he's wrestled Plott before.
Oh, I guess that last year's duel, huh? I forgot about that.
But and it was like a couple takedowns.
I remember. All right, I'll be right back. This one's getting fuzzy.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's an interesting dilemma. They're gonna hold on. They're gonna hold on to Angelo because they want him to have the opportunity to be a 4-timer, and it is exceedingly difficult with Starachi, Keckeisen, and Plot, and they go away, and you still have McAnally and Berge and whoever else is going to be coming up the pipeline. So, but easier next year than it is this year, for sure. So that was that duel. We also have Minnesota, Ohio State, and then I just want to touch on what happened with Michigan, Penn State. But Minnesota, Ohio State was a phenomenal duel with a couple of at least one really dumb take coming out of it. But um, as I'm pulling it up here, there were a couple of notable results here. So Brennan McCrone majors Cooper Flynn. Ben DeVino beats Tyler Wells in tiebreakers. Jesse Mendez goes to the brink with Vance Von Bar and beats him 6-5. But that's the most human we've seen Jesse Mendez look in just about a year. So that was interesting to see from a guy like Vance. I don't know what do you measure
see the
here?
match. I needed to watch that match today, and I didn't do it.
So what I've heard, because I also have
he's
not
all
seen
over
it.
him.
Right, Vance Von Bar was on Jesse Mendez like a dog on a bone. But so do you say, is this exposing Jesse Mendez in one way, or is this saying Tyler Wells is or Vance Von Bar is really good?
I think it's more so bringing Jesse back down to earth a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that.
He had some close matches at CKLV, didn't he? CKLV. Wasn't trying to think, like Coderhant had a decent match with him, right?
Yeah, it was 8-6 against Coderhant, 5-1 against Latona, 5-2 against Jameson. So you're not wrong. Even dude, he had a 5-0 match with Jaden Scott from North Carolina. Right. Like he's still handling people aside from, you could say, Coderhant.
Yeah.
8-6. If a person scores 6 points on you, there's some question marks around that. But
I
think Jesse Mendez. Go ahead.
That's a guy who's also beaten Vance Von Bar, so
right.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Coderhant's going to be Coderhant and Brock Hardy, I think, are in Jameson. That's your second tier, and I guess maybe Von Bar.
You got to throw Von Bar in there. I mean,
yeah.
Hell, I'm putting Brock Hardy in tier 1, honestly. He's in my tier 1.
Well, okay, well, what about Cale Happel?
No. Cale does not get to be in tier 1.
Because he loses to guys like Julian Tagg.
He has 0 wins over the top 3. Brock Hardy has 1, at least. And a third place finish at NCAAs.
Yeah. Right.
Win over Real Woods. He's got a Woods and a Bartlett win. Those are pretty high quality wins. I don't think anybody else can say they can claim those kind of wins. Bo Bartlett, did he ever beat Real?
Yes.
Did he beat him last year?
Pretty sure he did. Let me.
Who beat Real last year, I guess. It was McNeil, wasn't it?
McNeil beat him.
Yeah.
Hang on. I'm pulling up Real Woods right now. Real Woods lost to Lachlan McNeil and Brock Hardy at NCAAs. He lost to Jesse Mendez, Bo Bartlett in the duel, 7-2. He got majored by Sergio Lemley.
That's right. He got majored by Sergio. Well,
dude, Serge smashed him in that match.
Yeah, should have been pinned.
It was freaky. But yeah, Cale Happel is. I don't disagree with that sentiment. He lost in 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago to Moshe Schwartz. So
yeah, Cale is he's able to get for sure.
Tier 2, maybe tier 3.
Yeah.
So okay. We were on Minnesota, Ohio State. D'Amelio takes out Drew Roberts. Askew over Cannon. Brandon Cannon, that's a guy to keep an eye on. You guys have told me before that that I need to know about this guy. So he's 13-2 this year. He's lost to Askey and
He's
Pinheiro
what
Johnson.
Colorado school did he go to? Pomona? No, maybe
I don't know.
Brunswick. Let's look it up.
I'm doing that for you right now.
Oh, okay.
He is Ponderosa.
Ponderosa.
Wow,
He's
he
a
does
Ponderosa
not.
kid.
He does not look like. I don't know how to describe
Without
him.
sounding racist.
No, that's not the problem that I was going to deal with. I think I just didn't want to be an asshole. He just doesn't look like your typical wrestler, I guess.
Oh.
He looks like he would be in a garage band. I guess is how I
what
see
he looks
it.
like. Let's look at it. Let's take a look.
While he's looking that up, Sparks teched Brock Herman. Brock Herman's had a little bit of a rough go at 165. Carson Hartslip beats Clayton Whiting, McAnally over Rogatsky, Salazar over Shoemate, and then Gable Steveson beats Nick Feldman. He majors him 13-4, but so many people are like, finally, Gable Steveson is given a challenge. He's being tested. It's 13-4, dude. Now, if you watch the match,
it's hope.
I guess, but if you watch the match, they're both doing superhuman things that you should just not see at the heavyweight weight class. You just shouldn't see it. But I mean, 13-4 is it's a beating.
Do you think Kirk can keep it to a decision, or with 7 point takedowns? Maybe not.
With 3-point takedowns.
That's what I meant. With 3
yes.
points.
Yeah. 7-point takedowns would be really hard to keep.
I meant 7-point moves, but 3-point takedowns.
Yeah, I think Kirk for sure can. I think he can keep it to a 2 takedown match. 100%.
I think, and I mean, you guys feel free to disagree with me, call me crazy, but I think Kirk might be the only guy that might be able to keep it to a decision, but I feel that Wyatt is the only one that could maybe beat him.
Defense versus offense is what you're saying.
I'm saying Wyatt could maybe put him on his back and hold him there and pin him. I'm thinking that's the only hope anyone's got.
I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not going to bet on it.
Yeah,
that's the path.
Trust me, would not bet on it. I just think that if anyone can, it's our boy.
Yeah, that would be.
He is our boy.
I don't know what the proper reaction would be there, other than to, I don't know, explode.
I would be ecstatic for Wyatt.
Right. No, I'm like, if I witness that, how do I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my hands.
You celebrate.
So
you throw them up in the air.
Yeah.
You say, yes, 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 he was on our podcast. Yes. That's what you do.
Yes, I agree. Okay. So that was that duel. I said I wanted to get to Michigan Penn State. And there's a little bit there with Josh Barr taking out Jacob Cardenas. He's shown that I think Josh Barr should be considered a contender for the title, but the front runner is still definitely Buchanan. But I think it's Buchanan and then Ferrari and Barr. Cardenas, that's still Cardenas.
You don't think
snatched defeat from the jaws of victory.
You don't think Ferrari's in Buchanan's tier?
Yeah, well, how can you say Ferrari's not in Buchanan's tier?
Because he just hasn't shown it yet is the problem in my mind.
I don't know,
there's too much unknown.
It feels eerily like Ferrari.
Quit saying it, Reese. Quit.
I don't know, dude.
Enough of you.
What do you don't feel that? You don't feel it?
I don't
feel what?
I refuse. I block those feelings.
You don't feel like Ferrari is gonna just show up and win in a very.
No, I'm gonna be disappointed if it happens.
I am inevitable. No,
yeah.
but it could definitely happen. Is the thing.
So. I'm just thinking about with these 97 guys, you really don't have to do a lot to beat a lot of these guys. I'd say Steve Buchanan is one guy maybe who is not that case, but like everybody else, you don't have to do that much to get a win.
Yeah, I totally get where you're coming from with that. Ryan, what are you doing? Are you okay over there?
Oh, sorry, I was replying to the picture Dad just sent.
Yeah. So okay. Ryan,
Oh yeah.
Suck it, dude.
Dude,
Formally,
she's
formally,
wrong.
suck it.
She's wrong.
Yeah, classic. If she had said 2015, you
Look
would
at
have said
these
she's
other
right.
pictures I found with actual dates of
Dude,
2011. You
the
can't
little
tell me.
kids, they look the same between 2 and 5 years old. All right, they don't. You can't tell the difference between a 2 and a 5-year-old.
All right. For context,
Well, she said 2011.
we found a Christmas photo from our sister's family, and we're debating what year it's from because we don't. I still don't believe that it's a real. I think
And
it's
you know
brought in from a
what's
different reality.
you know
Go
what's
to the photo
really
of them
no,
of the three of them sitting down holding Cooper when Cooper was born.
dude.
A month after Cooper was
Look
born.
at the way Jeff is dressed. That is not 2015 attire. That is early 20. I
No, he's
swear,
not
I
wrong.
promise you, I'm not wrong.
He's not
Look,
wrong.
dude, he's got like the shirt, the white shirt underneath the, or no, it's not even white. He's got an orange shirt underneath his formal tee, and he's got those jeans, bro. No, it's not 2015. You look at some
I'm not
2014.
saying I'm not saying it's 2015. I will admit that I
I'm
was
gonna.
wrong there, but it's
It's got to be like
definitely
12 or
not
13.
2011.
It's got to be 12 or
That's
13.
that Milo right there. He could be 2 years old. He could be 2 years old. Period.
He was not that
I
big.
rest my case. In fact, he would have been
Period.
2 years old. He would have been 2 years old because this is Christmas. This is Christmas time in 2011.
All right. Let's circle back to the wrestling real quick. That was Penn State, Michigan. I want to talk about Penn State, Maryland with a single match in particular, and that's Ethan Miller winning by injury default over Tyler Kasek. How do we feel about Tyler Kasek?
He'll be.
I think he'll be back. Nobody's saying that he's not coming back. It feels like.
Well, no, he's coming
No,
back.
but when
will
he
be the same?
when he comes back, is he? I mean,
Was
but
Pyro
also
the same?
I think about Colica.
I think about the
That's
date
that's a
being
different
much
case.
shorter. What about
It was
Berkey?
concussion. No, it's the same.
He choked. Let's be real. He
No,
choked
he
his
was.
senior year.
They were saying that he got concussed. I mean, he was not the same after his concussion. That was the
Well,
word.
that's Oklahoma State. This is Penn State. They got
No, this is
better
This is not
trainers.
Oklahoma State saying that. This was everybody saying.
No. I'm saying
He's
that's
saying
Oklahoma. I'm talking about the
was
training
Oklahoma
staff.
State. Yeah. No, I think he's obviously going to come back and he's going to wrestle, but I am weary. I'm less. I expect less out of him.
Why? I don't understand that.
Because dude, especially with the short turnaround time, it's hard to handle concussion.
You don't know that he got a concussion, though, is the thing. What?
It was not 2011.
Oh, was it? What year was it?
2012.
Oh, that's what I said, 2012. So.
No, you said 11.
No, I did. I said, Sammy, Sammy, please.
I don't know. I don't remember. We'll review the tape. We'll review the tape.
I would have said 2011, but you were making me feel dumb for saying 2011, so I went to 2012.
Well, good thing I did that.
Yeah, it is a good thing.
All right. Yeah, you know what? You guys both win.
Okay, wait. So, how do we know that it was a concussion?
I mean, the way he fell down afterwards, it just kind of
It didn't look like he was concussed. It looked like he was like, "Oh shit, my face." That's what it looked like to me.
I don't know. So you had the Iowa match where he had a wrap because he gashed his eye, right? But it's still a hit to the head. And then he had his match against Michigan with Matten, and he had to take injury time.
No, he went to concussion protocol, not injury.
Concussion protocol, because he hit his head. They both went for a shot at the same time. And I think he hit his shoulder or something like that. And then this happens, and I mean, it leads up to. I mean, why else would he stop? I guess maybe he's got cracked orbital or something like that. Maybe, but that's worse. That's a worse problem.
Yeah, that would be worse. He would have to. Well, I mean, he would just have to compete with the face mats.
Yeah, and so then we would know. So you can look for two things. You can look for that headgear that Shapiro wears, or you can look for a face mask, and then you'll know. Or he'll be wearing nothing, and we'll say, okay, whatever.
Is he past the point of
But
no return for Medred?
yeah,
Probably
for
not.
sure. You gotta. I think you have to compete in less than 60% of the
I was going to say 70.
schedule. Just one or
My
the other.
take is it's a big nothing burger. Maybe I'll
Okay,
eat my words.
but
I
I
love
feel like with Penn
burgers.
State, I
I
feel like with
agree
Penn
that
State that's the case.
I think he's going to be fine by the time conference and nationals come around. My question is Facundo getting the nod right now? No,
No,
and
I
make
listened
it.
to an interview. I listened to an interview, and Kale's like, Facundo probably not. I'm guessing he's big. I'm guessing he's not touching 57 ever again. Um,
That's
but
kind of what I
he
also
mentioned he mentioned that they have some good guys at 49 and some guys who've been great for the program, like
David
David
Evans.
Evans.
Mm-hmm.
But also Joe Seeley is with them in Ohio State, so
That
could be
dude's going to
Seeley.
make 57.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's pretty thick.
Or he's just practicing with them.
He's thickums.
Right, but he's the sign about that is that he's healthy because he was injured this year, so that's a good thing to see. Okay, so yeah, Kasek, there's maybe some questions, but here's the crazy thing, right? They could not wrestle anybody at 157, and they're still like 30 points ahead of second place. It
What?
just sucks.
He's saying
Like for
that
the
they
team
could
race,
not take a 57 pounder and they
Oh,
would be fine.
yeah.
right? It's insane. It's just crazy. Uh, yeah, and so Ethan Miller, undefeated, and if he wrestles this weekend and beats Joey Blaze or doesn't wrestle, he's the number one seed at Big Tens, and that'll be interesting. People were making comments. I guess he celebrated. I didn't see the part where he celebrated.
He was getting booed apparently.
I mean,
The booze triggered a celebration.
right. I mean, if you retort to that, then sure, that's totally fine. People are gonna boo after you. I mean, what did he do? So
Yeah.
I also saw people
Well,
like
and I mean,
are they trying to say that he intentionally
not like he
was
was
hitting him?
headbutting, but maybe he was clubbing hard.
Okay, it's part of the sport. So you put yourself out there.
Yep.
So, but I also saw people talking about like Kasek and his facial acne, saying that it's like steroid pimples and stuff. I don't think that's the case. I think that's
Who was
harebrained.
talking about it? Barr was talking about how who is it? Kasek or is it Haynes? One of their dads owns a bunch of
Kasek,
like, yeah,
right? And so I hear that I'm like, okay,
owns cattle, and
farm strong. He's able to bulk up because he's got red meat on demand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, steroids would be crazy. He's got bad acne, but I think that's just bad acne.
I mean, well, these dudes get drug tested so much.
I'm aware.
They get drug tested by
I'm
the
aware.
school, by the conference, and by the NCAA. So
I am aware.
I know. I'm just saying it for the audience.
Right.
The audience might not be aware.
Maybe the audience isn't aware. Maybe that person who said it isn't aware. Okay. But this kind of leads into a point that I have on the doc where some things that get complicated towards this part of the season with the way that we handle seeding. I think there's a way to solve it, and I want to pitch the idea to you guys. And I've pitched it before. I don't feel like you guys really were liking the idea too much. But so basically, the situation is, so say you wrestled and you beat Jory Volk this year, but he's out for the season, right? Your win over him is basically null and void. It doesn't mean anything anymore, right? Or you go out there and you're the number 2 guy in the country and you're supposed to wrestle number 1 and you feel good about the match, but then they send in their backup, and so you're not wrestling number 1, you're wrestling their backup. I think a way, and maybe people just don't like the idea because it just doesn't feel like wrestling. But I think the way to go around this is to say that if the spot, whoever starts for Illinois at 184 pounds, they're ranked at this ranking. Like that weight class is at this ranking. And so doesn't matter who goes out there and wrestles. If you beat them, like you beat that spot, right? And so whenever you go to seeding for Big Tens, if Purdue at 184 beat Illinois at 184, that just matches up with seeding. I think that kind of solves that problem, but maybe it creates other issues. I don't know.
That's similar. Isn't that similar to what Willie said to do?
I think it's similar, but he talked about the idea of like designating a starter, and so I think it's a little different, but it follows in line with the way other sports work, right? Where like Tennessee was really good at the earlier this year in basketball, but then their center or somebody on their team like hurt his knee, and so then they didn't have one of their starters, but they're still the number one ranked team in the country. They're still going out there and playing, and they're still winning and losing basketball games. And so I think that way you have consistency, and you don't have this issue of, oh well, this guy's ranked number one in the country, but he's not going to wrestle until March, so that's just kind of that, right?
Do a point system.
Point system.
So kind of like what you were saying. All right. When it's time to seed, you go to conferences, nationals, whatever, it's time to seed. All right. We wrestled Iowa. Iowa didn't wrestle their starter at 157, who's ranked at the time he was ranked number 2. Right now he's ranked number 3 or number 1 or whatever. You use the current ranking, It's like, all right, well, we beat the Iowa guy who they sent out there. Even though it wasn't their starter, you earn these seeding points because of what their starter was ranked.
Yeah, okay.
See what I'm
it's
saying?
Like a quality win that counts for this value. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's also another idea. But I think two things need to happen. One, there needs to be more transparency in terms of who is healthy and who is not, because I think that helps on so many different avenues of the sport. I think that should be implemented, and like sort of what the NFL does, where they have to report like, yeah, this person has this injury, right? Like they're on the IR or whatever. Because then you know who's going to wrestle. You have set expectations for the crowd. You have set expectations for the opponents. And then there's not this dance of will they, won't they, where it's like, are we going to see Ryan Crookham this year? No idea. No clue. Don't know what's wrong with him. Right?
Elbow. It's his elbow.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. But like, we didn't hear. We had to find out from like, oh, his family talked to this person, and then that this person told this guy on Twitter, and so then they let everybody know. But like, can there be a more formal system? Because I really appreciate what Kevin Dresser does. I really appreciate what Brian Smith does with their transparency about who's healthy, who's not, who we're going to see. I think that is extremely valuable. And I guess you can have a little bit of leniency in terms of how much you want to tell about it, where it's like, yeah, this guy's not going to start. We won't see him for this long. Right. But you're not going to tell us like, oh yeah, his ankle is the size of a softball right now. We don't need to know that. Sure. But
no, you do.
Why?
I think it's important. Especially with, it's important for things like, the sport's growing, and so is sports gambling. It's important for stuff like that.
Yeah. So you can know who is and isn't available.
Look at the NFL.
Yes, but
there's no secrets with injuries in the NFL.
Right, and another part of that is that keeps especially with football and concussions and all that keeps the health of the athlete in mind, because a coach or a coaching staff can't be like, oh yeah, he's a little banged up, but he's fine. But whenever they give like a full official medical diagnosis, it's like, okay, it's clear and obvious what the problem is, and
well, it's nice when that's like, yeah, he's designated as questionable right now, but we're expecting him to play.
Yeah.
Or he's day to day. Maybe he's doubtful. No, he's out. He's not playing. That kind of stuff.
Right. So I think that would be one of the big improvements that you could see that doesn't necessarily impact a match like wrestling matches. Those we won't see any difference there, but the way that'll affect news and betting and all of those other side things that are helpful for the sport. I think it's important to keep those in mind. So I don't know. I would like to see some sort of change there.
I would like them to move to like kind of what like professional sports does, especially now that we're paying these athletes the money that they're getting paid.
Yeah.
So transparency is important, and it's a way to, and it's part of growing the sport. Transparency.
Right.
So
Reese.
What? I have no input on this one way or the other.
All
This
right.
is
Okay.
quite, I didn't know you were going to talk about this kind of thing.
I mean, it was
You
something that popped up in my mind because, I mean,
it's not something I think about too much, I guess.
I think about it because it's like, God, it is kind of frustrating. Like I'll see these lines get put out. I don't gamble, but I see these lines get put out, and I'm just like, I'm trying to think like, is this a good or is this a bad line? Oh well, I don't know if Braden Davis is going to wrestle. I don't know if we'll see Nick Bouzakis or Ben Davino. I don't know if this guy is healthy or what weight this guy's at. Are we ever gonna see Sammy Sasso and Patty Gallagher wrestle ever again? No idea. Clueless. No idea.
I think in Vegas, that's like a part of other sports though. Is like the last minute changes. I think it's not just a wrestling thing. I mean, and they still change. They still update lines up
the
to
NFL. Like you have to like report which players you're playing and which players are not playing. Like,
but what about college sports? Is what I'm getting at.
I don't really. You know what? I'm not sure. Yeah, probably not. They probably don't have to be, but they should be. Need to be.
Yeah.
Need to be more transparent.
It gets a little more complicated.
Buyer beware. That's kind of how. But with the gambling stuff, what.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Okay, let's take a quick look at some of these upcoming duels. We got Penn State, Ohio State. That is gonna have a couple interesting matches. I kind of actually accidentally alluded to, like, we could see Nick Bouzakis and Braden Davis, and that's an interesting matchup. But we might not see either of them wrestle, so we'll see. McCrone and Lillidahl, that'll be another good test for Lillidahl. Jesse Mendez, Bo Barlow, that's 1v2, great match there. Dylan D'Amelio, who I
1 versus 3.
Yeah,
I guess 2 versus 3,
depending on who you look at. Yes,
right. Yeah. Dylan D'Amelio's got 2 losses this year. He's got an 8-2 loss to Lachlan McNeil and an 8-3 loss to Kyle Parko. Van Ness could get bonus points there, but yeah. And then this is where I don't know what we're gonna see. Probably not gonna see Tyler Kasek. I don't know who's gonna go out there for Ohio
whatever
State.
We see, it'll be fine. It'll be what it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that really like? I don't know. It's not like they're high stakes matches anyway.
No, but you're not wrong. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Mitchell Mesenbrink against, I don't know. We'll see. Patty Gallagher or Brock Herman. 174.
That's an
Karshla and Levi Haynes. Dude. All right. Sidebar. Indiana's wrestling Ohio State, and I'm thinking Indiana's got Ohio State on the ropes. It's like, I can't remember what the dual score is, but it's going into the last 2 matches, 174 and 184. And Roman Rogatsky goes out there for Indiana, which is he hasn't been the guy for a while. It's been Gilcher. And he's wrestling Carson Hartzler. He gets tech before the first period's over. That hurt. DJ Washington goes out there to wrestle Ryder Rogatsky. DJ takes him down, and then Ryder Rogatsky reaches back, grabs his head, and puts him in a headlock and pins him. I'm just like,
that's
Rogatsky,
back, baby.
The Rogatsky brothers just crushed me. Just broke my heart.
It doesn't work. Wrong.
Dude, he just reached back, put him in a headlock, and pinned him. I'm like, that's not supposed to work.
Oh, I've done it.
Not at that level. Dude. Yeah, so because I mean, Indiana had Solers beat Shoemate, Moran beat McCrone, Reaney beat Bouzakis, which that's actually the second time he's beaten him. But the duel was in our hands, and Bullock had a close match with Feldman. Like I felt good about it, and then those last two matches sucked the air out of Wilkinson, but that's fine. Yeah, and speaking of Ryder Rogotsky, he's got Carter Sriracha. Let's see if he can reach back and grab his head and pin him. See what happens there.
That'd be tight.
Too strong.
That'd be super cool. 197, Josh Barr, Seth Shoemate. It's gonna be a tough one. And then Feldman and Kirkfleet. We've seen this one 3 times. We probably know what's gonna happen.
3
Thrice. 3 times.
I forget about the All-Star duel.
Oh,
what?
4 times.
Oh,
really? They wrestled Big Tens last year?
They wrestled three times in the regular season last year.
Just 3 times regular season. Yeah,
the
dual
All-Star
Big Tens
duel was
NCAAs.
Wyatt and Kirk.
Yeah. And then this year it was Tay and Feldman.
Oh, that's right, Tay and
Feldman. Yeah. Okay, I was all mixed up with that one too. Okay,
it was supposed to be Kirk and Feldman, right? And Kirk bailed out. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, Iowa, Minnesota. This is the big one. WrestleStat has it predicted to be a 15-15 tie. Cooper Flynn, Joey Cruz. Lean Flynn on that one. Drake Ayala, Tyler Wells. Lean Drake Ayala on that one. Vombar Shriver?
I got a major.
I don't know. We'll
Vombar.
see. Could be major, but it could be kept close. We'll see. I don't know what to think. Kyle Parko, Drew Roberts. Maybe?
I can't remember if I have a decision or a major for Parko. Might have a major. Because he might get on top of him and turn him a couple times.
Right. Tommy Askey, Corey Teamer.
Or Charlie Millard.
Oh. What has Charlie Millard done this year?
He had a good win at the beginning of the year.
He beat Chittum. He's 11-1.
That's the one.
Ooh, 11-1.
He lost to Moses Espinoza Owens.
Ooh, yikes.
Ooh. But yeah, he beat Cody Chittum at the Cyclone Open last month. And that's...
He has another win in a duel, too. That was pretty good.
Kobe Siebricht?
No. Maybe that was the one. How bad did he beat Kobe?
He's beaten Kobe Siebricht twice. He's majored him 13-4 and beat him 10-3. James Conway beat him 10-7. Those are his good matches, though.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think we'll probably see Askey, but they do have Charlie as a probable.
Keep Charlie in there, yeah.
But I got
Sparks Caliendo. This has been close.
Battle of the
every single time they've wrestled. Yeah, and maybe it's a camaraderie thing. I don't know. But this will be a close one. You got to lean Caliendo. He's 4-0 against him, but 4 close matches. Sometimes that starts to go the other way. Kennedy Whiting, probably kept Patrick Kennedy.
Yeah, and it's in Minnesota.
It's in Minnesota.
But Kennedy's from Minnesota.
Right.
I mean, he's going to be home. Sometimes that helps.
Here's a big one. Max McAnally, Gabe Arnold.
Or Angelo.
He's not listed as a probable.
I know, but I still think there might be a possibility.
I don't think so. I'm going to say that doesn't happen.
Do they ever do that where they throw in a guy who's not a probable? Does that happen?
I don't know. I have to go back and look.
I feel like I don't know. I don't have one in my mind when they would have done that.
Listed as the guy against Iowa, and they didn't have anyone else, and then they sent out Kurt McHenry.
I think that was a last-minute situation.
I'm just saying.
Maybe not.
I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure
I don't know.
Kurt McHenry was not listed on the probables, and then he went out there.
Yeah, we'll know if Angelo weighs in. We'll hear about that.
We will know then.
We will know.
Yeah.
But yeah, McAnally.
McAnally's looking good.
McAnally if it's Arnold, and then if it's Angelo, I'm not sure. I might lean
Don't
Angelo.
know. Yeah.
But McAnally's been wrestling really well. I'd probably go with McAnally there too.
Okay. Salazar, Buchanan. It's Buchanan, but I'm interested in this match. No, it's probably like a 2 takedown match for Buchanan.
Probably not.
Yeah. But they're both really strong, so that's why it's interesting.
Really strong.
And then we got Stevenson Keeter. Can Keeter keep it to a decision?
No.
Whoa. What makes you say that?
I think he's getting pinned.
What does Ben Keeter weigh in at?
285.
I bet he weighs.
What is what? 230?
All of it.
That's probably right.
Do you think so?
Listen.
Which one's right?
I got Gable winning by fall in this match.
Okay. Cool. I just want to know how much Ben Keeter weighs in at.
Probably 230, 235.
Oh, okay. Reese said 285, just to be clear.
Oh, no. 230, 235, maybe 240.
And then you said
Yeah,
he's probably right. And I was like, no way. No, I'm just wondering why he's not bigger.
I thought you said 235.
I'm just wondering why he's not bigger. That's just what I'm wondering. So
yeah, why isn't he bigger?
Dude, I mean, I think he is getting bigger. I mean,
it's too slow.
It's too slow.
Speed it up.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Put more slop in the trough.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. Dude, I saw what they did to Tony Cassiope. If they can do that to him, they can do what they need to Ben Keeter.
But suck him down?
No.
Yes, but the opposite.
From junior to senior year, they turned Cassiope from early 2000s heavyweight to a late 2010s heavyweight.
But we all know that Fat Cass was better than Buff Cass. So.
That's true.
Buff Cass, protein, macro friendly casserole.
Forgotten about Cassiope. I think that's just my mind blocking out the days where Cassiope was called
double thigh pry.
Yeah, the double thigh pry king.
He was good at it. Not Reese. Where is he?
He's so good at putting both his hands.
He's miserable in the corner at Wisconsin. That's where he's at.
Yes, he is.
I see him in these Wisconsin duels, and he just looks like he hates himself.
I wanted to quiz Reese on that, but it's fine.
Yeah, I had no idea.
It's okay. Okay. Let's get to our last bit here. The Hoosier Hour.
Well, you already did the Hoosier Hour.
No, I didn't.
No,
yes, you did.
He did a Hoosier recap.
That was a Hoosier minute.
What the hell is the?
Indiana's visiting Nebraska, and I want to talk about it, Reese.
Oh, okay.
This actually might be a duel that Indiana could sneak out with a
Indiana can sneak this duel, and I got the key matchups right in front of me. Okay.
Hurry up.
Jacob Moran, Caleb Smith. They wrestled earlier this year, but it was a close match, and Jacob Moran's on a bit of a heater right now, so I want to see something out of this one. Angelo Rini, Jacob Van D. Van D, definitely a better wrestler, but he's a little out of control, a little wild. We saw him lose to Zan Fugit, and Angelo Rini is coming off a win over Nick Bouzakis. Could see something really good here. Jumping up to 165, Tyler and Chris Minto. They wrestled earlier this year. Minto won it. We'll see what we see. I think Indiana overall as a team has been better this second semester than they were in the first semester. So, DJ Washington, Silas Allred. Never know what to expect with DJ, so I'm just interested in this match. Gabe Saulers came to McDaniel. I think McDaniel won this match earlier in the year 5-2, but still, we'll see what we get with Saulers. And then Harley Andrews, Jacob Bullock. I know Bullock can win this match. I know he can. He's just got to do it. So if they win,
it's honestly a winnable duel for Indiana.
The thing is though they got to win all 6 of those matches.
Yes, they do. All 6.
Because they're giving up bonus. They're giving up 41. Bonus at maybe not 41. If Henry can maybe keep it close with Brock, but 49 and 57, probably gonna be ugly.
What's Henry looking like this year?
Brock has looked so good.
Brock has looked really good. Reese, what'd you say?
What's Henry looking like this year?
Not what I wanted him to look like. He the match that I was like, really, this is the big test for him to see where does he really stack up with this field was Sergio Lemley. He kind of got pushed around. He got pushed around the mat the whole time. So he's going to be an NCAA qualifier caliber guy, but I think that's what you can expect. So, and I'm ready to be proven wrong. So Henry, do that for me. But yeah, they got to win these 6 matches because they're giving up bonus in 41. Well, maybe 41, probably 49 and 57, and also maybe even 74, depending on who goes out there. So, actually, probably no matter who goes out there, because Pinto's a scary guy. So that's the Hoosier Hour. Tune into that one.
Why'd we skip UNI Iowa State?
Because we're getting late and Reese is getting cranky and he needs to eat.
Yeah, I need to eat some food. I got work in the morning.
Reese has work in the morning.
Oh no.
That's right. Well, every other day before today this week would have been better.
Not
today.
for me. Tomorrow is the only day I don't have to wake up.
I know. Well, I want to be done.
Northern Iowa State's got a couple interesting matches. I hope we see Corey Land wrestle at 133. Him versus Evan Frost. That'd be a great match. Jacob Frost, Cal Happel at 49. Real Budo, Paniro Johnson at
41.
Oh, Frost at 41. Real Budo at 49 against Paniro Johnson. Chittum and Ryder Downey, great match. 174, Gaetan Jared Sima. I need to see Jared Sima start to come alive here at the tail end of the season. Lance Runyon, Daniel Herrera. Yeah, there's
riveting.
Lightweights.
Runyon and Herrera.
The lightweights are going to carry this duel. You're being a prick.
We've seen literally all of those matches, have we not?
Runyon and
not
Herrera?
The land one.
Well, or not the land one, yeah. But yeah, Runyon
not the land
and Herrera,
one, but Frost
might as well have seen that one.
When?
Well, no, we haven't seen Jacob Frost and Cale Happel.
Might as well.
Think. No, we have. They wrestled twice. Cale Happel's beaten them both times. Colin Real Budo has beaten Pinheiro Johnson 3-2.
All right, this was a rhetorical question. I'm sure they've all wrestled many times.
Downey and Chittum have wrestled twice.
Yes. Okay.
No, we're talking about this year though.
Sima and Gaetan have wrestled. Guys and Bachman have wrestled.
Every year is different.
Lance Runyon and Daniel Herrera have wrestled each other.
Dang. All right.
Where? Grandview?
It was 11-16, so probably 11-16 was the date, not the score. Score was 2-0.
Yep, that was Grandview.
Okay. All right. Hey, everybody listening to this podcast, if you're still around, and if you've been returning consistently, share it with a friend. Okay? Spread the love. All right? Let people know what we're doing here. I think we're doing well. And if we're not doing well, let us know.
No, if we're not doing better, we don't care about your opinion. We're going to keep doing it.
I care about your opinion. I care about everybody's voice. But hey, what I care about more is that you have a good day. All right? Now, goodbye. Say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people.
Come on, Reese.
Bye.
All right, there we go. Bye-bye.